morning. Welcome to Good Day LA at 8. I'm Jen Lammers.
I'm Bob DeCastro. Groundhog Day. Does it feel like it's the same day over and over again?
Yeah.
Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be covering this morning. Mario.
We're live at LAX this morning, and we've seen some travelers having to pay up if they're not traveling with that real ID or passport. We're going to break down this new TSA rule now in effect coming up.
Also, the partial government shutdown triggered by anger over the actions of ICE agents. It's expected to last a few more days. We have details on the standoff in D.C.
Hit music, standout moments, and top honors. It was a historic night at the Grammys, who took home awards in some of the biggest categories. We'll have more on that, but first, let's get over to Maria for a check on our forecast.
Yeah, kind of like Groundhog Day for us, weather-wise anyway. We've had day after day of above-average high temperatures, and it will continue today, albeit maybe a few degrees down from yesterday's 81. It'll still be above average, though. Not to worry, we're still going to get quite a bit of sunshine. We've got some high clouds streaming up from the southwest. That's about it. Just a slightly stronger sea breeze along our coastline. Otherwise, just this ridge of high pressure will continue to keep that storm track away. Temperatures currently ranging from 54 in Pasadena and out in Burbank, 47 in Corona, 55 in Santa Ana and downtown LA, 57 in Santa Monica. Out towards Oxnard, 50 degrees right now. Big Bear, 28, 60 in Palm Springs. High temperatures this afternoon will get to around 82 in Palm Springs out there in the low desert. 71 in the high desert areas of the Antelope Valley and Lancaster. Up into the mountains, 60 degrees, some light breezes, but no wind advisories in effect. 76 for downtown LA. That's well above the average of 68 to the low 80s or near 80 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, and maybe in the upper 60s along our coastline. I'll show you the rest of my forecast in the 7-day in just a couple minutes. But first, let's check back in with Stu and Sky Fox. Get another traffic update before you walk out that door. Stu, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Maria. Good morning, everybody. Take a look at that 405 drive. Yeah, it's going to be a little tough. We're already looking in the Panorama City area. Just think Van Nuys. We're right by Roscoe. Those headlights are going to be southbound coming away from the 118. Looks like it's really slow and go, but actually they are going about freeway speeds. It is an okay drive, especially if you stay off to the left until you get to about Burbank. That's when you're really going to start feeling that Sepulveda Pass grind. It is very slow and go as you make your way over the hill. Northbound from the West LA area out towards the 118 and beyond. Do we even have to mention it? Look at that. Wide open, moving well. Don't hate on those folks. They're going to a different place. Sending it back to you all in the studio. Good morning.
All right. Good morning, Stu. So TSA is rolling out a new method of confirming air travelers' identity and a new fee for those who don't have an acceptable form of identification.
We've got Mario live at LAX with more on that. He found some passengers who found themselves in a bit of a lurch this morning. Mario, good morning.
Yeah, that's right. And throughout the morning, we've seen this new TSA change impacting travel here. Anyone who has been in this TSA checkpoint line and does not have the proper ID, well, they're taken out of line and brought to this separate area. Some learning in real time what happens when you don't have the proper identification, a real ID or passport. So take a look. Air travelers without that real ID or acceptable form of identification will face an additional step and cost at airport security. Instead of being turned away at TSA checkpoints, passengers will now have the option to pay a $45 fee. It covers a new identity verification process called Confirm ID, where travelers have to answer a series of personal questions to prove who they are. And once approved, that verification is good for 10 days. Meanwhile, travelers here at LAX have already been paying up, some caught by surprise.
They go online, fill out a form, and then after whatever they fill out, I paid $45 a piece for them. Then you guys print out the receipts, right?
Yeah, so basically you go through like they call it like a TSA Confirm ID. You just fill out a form, you pay $45, and it can help you like go through the process easier. And they say it doesn't guarantee that you get through, but they say it helps speed up the process.
And everyone who we've seen go through this process did make it past this checkpoint. TSA says it's meant to keep airports moving while maintaining security, but they're still strongly encouraging people to get that real ID from the DMV as soon as possible. Passports, military IDs, and certain federal travel documents still accepted without any extra cost. Now back out here live, a look at the lines here at Terminal 7, the TSA checkpoint here. TSA says this could add up to 30 minutes extra time, screening time, so flyers should arrive early country. And for a full list of acceptable forms of ID, you can go to TSA.gov. For now, that's the latest here at LAX. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. Want to show you a live look right now at Capitol Hill, where the federal government is now 3 days into a partial government shutdown as lawmakers race to finalize a deal to restore funding for critical agencies.
Well, the Senate came up with a compromise on a government funding bill. The House is not so giving.
Yeah, Sandra joining us now with more on this. Sandra.
How things stand right now. House Majority Leader Mike Johnson will be put to the test this afternoon when the GOP tries to advance a spending package that Democrats are against. Johnson says he's hopeful he can work to wrap up a full vote for the House at least by tomorrow. Now, the shutdown began on Saturday after Congress failed to reach an agreement on a final package of spending bills. This comes as immigration policy and funding for the Department of Homeland Security remains a top issue for both sides of the aisle. House Democrats are digging in over a short-term Homeland Security funding bill. Many say they're not bound by a Senate deal and want policy changes on masks and ID requirements for ICE agents. While the House GOP margin now razor thin, 218 to 214, after a Texas Democrat was sworn in, Republican leaders may need more time to pass the bill. The 2-week funding measure could still leave much of the government facing a partial shutdown.
I'm not just a no, I'm a firm no. I just don't see how in good conscience Democrats can vote for continuing ICE funding when they're killing American citizens.
We'll have a lot of conversations to have with individual Republican members over the next 24 hours or so. We'll get all this done by Tuesday, I'm convinced.
But the House Speaker does have to do a lot to try to pass a federal funding package and prevent a prolonged shutdown. Johnson signaled he is relying on help from President Trump to ensure a passage. The partial shutdown hits 78% of the government, and that includes the military, the FAA, meaning air traffic controllers, and TSA agents could again go without pay if this shutdown continues.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, thank you, Sandra. So after a tragic crash in Colorado took the life of a team dad, a youth girls hockey team kept playing and won a championship.
Incredible story of strength and resilience. Gigi Graciet is in Valencia with their story. Gigi.
You know, their story is going to be one for the history books in girls under 12 hockey. Their strength, their resilience, their spirit, their love for each other. They are amazing girls. 3 of them are only 10 years old. And joining me now live, head coach of the Santa Clarita Lady Flyers, Todd Stelnick, just in from Colorado, where the girls took the Hockey League championship 25-26. That was an amazing moment, Todd.
It was. The girls pulled it off. It was a 0-0 tie, 3 minutes in OT, and Khaleesi shot a hard one on net and tipped over the goalie in, and we won 1-0.
This weekend has been a lot of cheering for these girls, cheering them on. You're their head cheerleader. They are your girls, your team. But there has also been a lot of tears. Even when you scored a goal, there was a lot of crying.
Yes, it was. Scoring a goal, making a save, every stride, every shot, every pass, every breakout pass, power play breakout. The girls were just crying that they were just doing it out there together as a team, as one. You know, it wasn't about winning the championship for these girls. It was that the championship was really a bonus to them. It was just something extra to celebrate.
This was about honoring their teammates, those 3 little girls, 10 years old, that were traveling with their families. We've got some of the video. They're traveling in a van to Littleton, Colorado, when they find themselves the victims of a horrific freak accident. A snowplow driver loses control of his truck, crashes through a median, goes into head-on oncoming traffic, and slams head-on into the van carrying these 3 families. And sadly, one of the hockey dads, the driver, 30-year-old Manny Lorenzana, dies at the scene. 9 others are injured. I mean, that weighed heavily on these girls. And you told me there was a lot of crying. They were honoring their teammates' dad and all of them that were injured and lived through this trauma.
Yeah, you know, the girls were running a short bench, and game 4, 40 seconds into the game against the Mustangs, we scored a goal. When they came back to the bench to celebrate, all of a sudden, the girl father that passed away all of a sudden hopped on the bench with her helmet, and everybody was crowding her for a 3-minute, 4-minute, felt like a 30-minute delay, and just was hugging her because that was the first time we saw her since the accident. And I think that was the deciding moment that these girls felt what they did by playing this league playoff championship in the Western Girls Hockey League, that they need to complete this job done for her teammate. And that just inspired them so much to give that extra energy, extra boost to win in the semis and finishing in the finals.
Manny was a friend of yours?
Yes.
A hockey dad, just an all-around good guy. I think so many dads and moms right now watching that travel with their kids, that support their kids in sports, can relate to Manny being in Colorado with his daughter to watch her play. This has been a lot of heartache for you.
It is. One of my daughters play on the team. You know, all of us hockey dads have daughters that play. We are always driving to games, hours and hours, traveling just to play hockey for our girls and get them on the ice because they love doing it with their teammates. And, you know, it's just unfortunate that this tragic thing happened.
Before we wrap up, one of the hockey moms remains hospitalized. Several families returning today. Some more are returning tomorrow. I understand the LA Kings are getting involved in trying to help bring them back to Los Angeles. And obviously, Manny's body has to come back here for burial.
Yes. We have been in contact with the LA Kings, and the LA Kings and Dog Nation is trying to see if they can bring back you know, the two moms and the families back home and try to get them home safe on Tuesday here in California in Santa Clarita.
How is that mom doing who's still hospitalized?
She's doing good. She's gonna make it through, and hopefully she can hop on a plane and come back home as soon as Tuesday.
And you have felt the support from hockey organizations, not only in the country, but around the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think all 50 states have reached out, taping their stick pink or taping their sticks yellow and blue, supporting the Lady Flyers and the Santa Clarita Flyers Club with this unfortunate tragic time. Putting out hockey sticks in the front door is the remembrance of Manny and the passing of what happened. That was unfortunate.
And I don't know, photographer Tony Butita, if we showed the banner, we're going to send it back to the studio. But this is the official banner, the Western Girls Hockey League 2025-26 playoff champions. And they are the Santa Clarita Lady Flyers, playing in the face of tragedy, playing through heartache, through their grief, to honor Manny, Lorenzana, and all the victims in this crash. Todd Stelnick, thank you very much. I know these are your girls. You have so much pride in them, and so many life lessons being taught here.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll send it back to you.
Those are his girls. He's the glue of that team. It can't be underestimated. Wow, go Lady Flyers.
They are champions in every sense
inspiring.
of the word. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Gigi.
Thank you, Gigi, for bringing us that.
Still ahead, new SNAP work requirements in effect today. We're going to explain the new rules for Americans who receive food assistance.
Also, the annual Dream Big raffle is giving you a chance to win big. Coco will be live from the Special Olympics Dream Home in Calabasas with more on what they're giving away. Right. Today is the 140th Groundhog Day. Today is the 140th Groundhog Day. Today is the 140th Groundhog Day.
I see.
And Punxsutawney Phil emerged at sunrise to make that famous prediction.
It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
I feel
Mr.
like
Peanuts
I feel
there.
like if I attended that, I would need to be like, I need to drink a couple
Heavily
of...
medicated.
Don't be fooled by Phil. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, he's only accurate about 35% of the time. Last year, Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow on Groundhog Day, predicting 6 more weeks of winter. NOAA says that forecast didn't pan out, with temperatures across the contiguous U.S. near average in February of 2025 and above average in March.
Has anybody gotten bitten by one of those groundhogs?
I was reading that story about Mayor Bloomberg got bitten in New York.
See, why do all the weirdest things happen in New York?
Right?
Not by Chuck.
Staten Island Chuck. By Staten Island Chuck.
Okay.
He had a glove on, but it still like bit through the glove.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
why do we still do this?
I don't know.
You know why we do this with Punxsutawney Phil in particular? It brings in millions of dollars.
Right. It's just,
That's why.
That tiny little town.
It's like a party for that little town.
Gobbler's Knob.
Gobbler's Knob, which means like turkey something. It's like a turkey. All these years, I used to have all that.
Punxsutawney?
No, Gobbler's Knob. What does that mean? It's like something to do with the turkey.
What does it mean, Bob?
Well, we'll find out.
Google it. Google it while I do this.
Sounds like...
Yeah, there at Gobbler's Knob, it was in the 20s earlier this morning. Still is, actually. That deep freeze, that cold Arctic air mass still infiltrating all the way to the southeast. It's 37 currently in Atlanta, 39 in Albuquerque. It is 60 here in downtown LA. Not too bad, right? Conversely, we've got this area of high pressure that continues to just dominate, and it's locked in, keeping that storm track away. There's a little disturbance that's trying to make its way a little closer to us by this Friday and Saturday, and that could give us a chance for some clouds, maybe some of that drizzle for the mountains and foothills on Friday and Saturday. Otherwise, we're still going to stay pretty much dry. In fact, a big warm-up expected beginning tomorrow into Wednesday and Thursday. So it's still going to feel more like summer for sure than February. We've got a couple of alerts still in place. We've got the dense fog advisory. Again, the usual spot up here through parts of the Grapevine, headed up into Bakersfield, that area. You're going to be encountering some fog this morning. And then we have the air quality alerts for that no wood burning ban here, or there is a wood burning ban, no burn rule of any log of any kind, manufactured or real. So that does add a lot more particulates in the atmosphere. So that's really bad for our lungs. So please don't do that. 76 degrees for downtown LA today for that high temperature with partly sunny skies, 83 in Indio, 71 in San Diego. Here's our day planner for Anaheim. We're going to get to around 75 at 1 p.m., 3 p.m. So a lot of sunshine this afternoon. And then up into Big Bear, also warming up to around 56 degrees with a mixture of some sun and some clouds, some high mid-level clouds streaming overhead. And then out towards Laguna Beach in South Orange County, getting to around 70 degrees at 2 o'clock this afternoon. All right, don't go anywhere, because we're going to be right back after this quick break. Did you find out what it means?
All right, a live look at LAX this morning. It is a new day at LAX and airports around the country.
That's right.
You have to have your real ID. If you don't...
If you don't have your real ID, here's what happens.
Well...
And you don't have your passport.
That's right, or a military ID.
That's right. Then you get a lot of personal questions thrown your way by TSA, and you got to pay $45. And it could take you up to a half an hour to get through. So you want to make sure you bring your real ID. And how do you know that you have a real ID, Bob?
There's a star.
There is.
Gold stars.
Take a look.
With a real ID.
Okay, so a lot of Americans are making some big financial sacrifices in order to afford travel. A survey by USA Today found that 51% of participants cut back spending over the past year to pay for vacations. 20% say the cuts have been significant, with another 31% saying they cut back somewhat significantly. One participant said they cut down on eating out for dinner, turned down events with friends, and reduced subscriptions to streaming services.
California has been ranked the best state for food. A new survey from Talker Research crowned the Golden State as the best for its range of cuisines and its blend of flavors. New York came in second, followed by Texas, Louisiana, and Florida in the top 5. While states like Montana and Wyoming did not make the list, more than 75% of respondents said they have the best homemade meals in those states.
There was a shocking moment in the boxing ring this past weekend. All right, take a look. This boxer getting his toupee knocked off.
Well, I've never seen this before, but fighter is getting the hair knocked off his head, Sergio.
Wow, that is going to make the rounds on social media.
In the words of Samata, there was a price to pay, and he done paid it. Boxer Jarrell Miller had his toupee punched off his head.
I didn't hear you say that.
Ahead of the next round, instead of fixing it, you know what? He just ripped it right off.
You
Threw it
start
in the crowd.
putting glue in and like, hold on 1 second, I need more glue.
Yeah. He threw it in the crowd like it was, I don't know, like it was a shirt.
Oh,
that's right.
I feel sorry.
And then he wound up winning the fight, by the way.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's right. He didn't need it. You know, like Samson, like the hair is his power.
He didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
Uh-huh.
Still ahead, Coco is live at this year's Special Olympics Dream House.
Good morning, and look at this beautiful pool and jacuzzi. This is a dream backyard in and of itself. This is part of the Special Olympics Dream Big raffle. We'll tell you how you can win this multi-million-dollar house in Calabasas.
Groundhog Day.
It is Groundhog. Why you got to say it like that?
It's because Australian
Groundhog Day.
Cowboy today.
Do the Bill Murray version. Like, how does... He's so surly in that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
I haven't seen it in a million years.
I like Caddyshack.
Caddyshack? I don't remember it as much. But
Caddyshack?
Yeah, I don't remember it as much. I didn't watch it as much as Groundhog Day.
Somebody did write in whenever you said maybe the dingo ate your baby.
The dingo ate my baby. That was from A Cry in the Dark.
A Cry in the Dark. That's right.
That's why I said I like Caddyshack, because of the groundhog and the golf course.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I remember it now. I remember it now. But yes, that was a famous Meryl Streep movie. Cry in the Dark.
Dingo.
Groundhog Day?
No, the dingo
Oh
ate
my
baby.
gosh.
Who's on
Caddyshack?
first? Not Caddyshack.
Okay, I'm going to go over to the green screen, and we'll talk about our weather on this Groundhog Day today.
Meryl
We do
Streep is
have
in Caddyshack?
more
This is
sunshine.
actual Groundhog Day in this studio.
It is, with Bobby especially. All right, you carry on. I'm going to walk over to the green screen. 57 degrees currently in downtown L.A. We've got kind of a mix of some high mid-level clouds and some sunshine. It is still above the average of 68, by the way, but it is down a few degrees from yesterday's 81. Our sun will set later at 5:24. I don't know if you're noticing, but the daylight hours are growing longer and longer, a minute each day now as we head closer and closer to the summer solstice. 79 in Burbank for that high temperature this afternoon, 80 in Woodland Hills, 79 in Corona, 60 eventually in Big Bear, 82 in Palm Springs. As we take a look at our trend here for downtown LA, we're still kind of in the upper 50s, as you saw, but we're going to ramp up to around 76 and then back down to the 50s around 8 p.m. this evening. As we look at the extended outlook, however, Woodland Hills, look at how we ramp up midweek. This is when we expect that high pressure system to strengthen. The offshore winds will also strengthen. So from 80 degrees today in Woodland Hills to the upper 80s, nearing 90 by Wednesday, and then temperatures drop slightly by Friday. There's that disturbance that I was telling you about offshore, so that'll kick in the sea breeze and the onshore flow, so that will bring the temperatures back down, but that's still above the average. All right, let's head back over to the traffic center. We've got Samada back with a look at our freeways now. Good morning, Samada.
Good morning, Marie. Good morning, everyone. We do have this issue. We're going to take you over to the Exposition Park area as you're leaving downtown LA. Getting word of a bus that perhaps caught fire southbound 110 right there at Adams Boulevard. It's going to delay you. A lot of activity there, so just a heads up. We also have looky-loo slowing as you approach the northbound stretch heading into downtown. So a lot of delays there. You want to make sure you plan accordingly. And speaking of downtown LA, leaving downtown along the westbound side of the 10 through Mid-City to get to Santa Monica, go ahead and give yourself 47 minutes. We've got a better looking shot here. Caltrans camera, both directions of the 210, eastbound, westbound, moving along really nice at this hour. Back to you two.
All right, Samada, thank you. So a new process begins at airport TSA checkpoints across the U.S.
That's right. You have to show a real ID or another form of an acceptable ID, or you pay a fee. Mario joining us live from LAX with what you need to know. Good morning.
Bob, Jen, good morning. The last thing you want to do is show up to the airport and realize you have to pay another fee, not from the airline, but from TSA for not having the proper identification. Now, you can see here at the United Terminal, things are really picking up. These travelers checking in for their flights before the TSA checkpoint as this new rule quietly went into effect over the weekend on February 1st. Take a look. Airline passengers required to present a real ID or another acceptable form of identification to board domestic flights. And without proper ID, they can pay a $45 fee and go through TSA's new Confirm ID process. They're verified by answering a series of personal questions. That verification valid for 10 days. And we saw the new process already impacting travelers here this morning.
It's got an ID. I thought that was a real ID, so I guess it's a fake ID. But why do they sell it if it's a fake, if it don't work? So, yeah, and I paid $200-something for my ticket, and they telling me I can't get through unless I pay this $45. So
what are you doing now?
I got somebody paying it over the phone.
How frustrating is this?
A lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I almost wanted a refund and wanted to go home.
Yeah, we really felt for Duran. He ended up catching his 7 a.m. flight to Chicago, but he was really stressed for quite a bit, thinking he might miss it. Passports, military IDs, and certain federal documents are still accepted without any extra charge. Now, back out here live, you've already got these long lines. TSA says this process can add about 30 minutes more to screening time, and it's done at a separate checkpoint. But they do add that more than 94% of travelers have already upgraded to a real ID, but we've seen quite a few this morning who don't have that proper identification. Live at LAX, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
Who needs a TSA or a LAX spokesperson if you got Mario Ramirez?
I know.
And he knows that airport like the back
Sure
of his
does. He knows the travelers like the back of his hand.
So do you get nervous when you have to drive by a Waymo? These driverless vehicles, right? They're equipped with tons of cameras, but we've seen a handful of incidents where things just don't go right.
I actually feel better when I drive by a Waymo because I feel like that is an example of what safe driving should look like.
Right.
Now, how would you feel, though, if you try to navigate LAX with a fleet of Waymos? That's becoming a reality in Northern California. So Waymo is officially launching its operations at SFO.
Wow.
The self-driving car company is now offering rides out of the airport's rental car center. However, the rides are only available to a select number of riders, and some people learned that it isn't open entirely to the public when they tried to book a ride last week.
Online, it said I could get the Waymo from here. We're going to go take an Uber, I think. But, you know, maybe we'll have a chance to take one once we're actually in San Francisco.
There's a lot of usage of Waymo in San Francisco, and I think that there's going to be a significant growth in that usage now that people can get to the airport as well.
Oh, this could be a game changer. We don't take that word lightly. But it could be. Waymo says it plans to expand its service to all riders at SFO in the coming months. No word on if that type of service will be offered at local airports in Southern California.
How much do you think a Waymo costs to make?
I found this out, $200,000.
$300,000.
$300,000. It's more than, really?
$300,000 with all technology in the car itself. Yeah. I heard one expert also say that we'll never have a world where it's all going to be just all Waymos. That we'll have.
Why not?
Because they're such good drivers and they'll never like hit, well, I'll say not never, but it's rare that they'll actually hit a pedestrian or something like that. And so if it was all just driverless vehicles, then the pedestrians would just have their way because people would be just jaywalking whenever they wanted to because the car is going to stop. A human is not going to.
It's more about
us. Right.
Yeah.
Right. A human may not stop, but a Waymo will. And I've seen this too, like on Sunset Boulevard, some really drunk people like walking across the street and they'll just go like jump in front of the Waymo and the Waymo just stops.
Try to test the Waymo?
Yeah, and the Waymo stops.
They're taunting that Waymo.
Yeah. Special Olympics Southern California is holding a big fundraiser for a great cause.
Yeah, Coco McAvoy is live in Calabasas with all the details. Ooh, look at that pool.
Hey there, an infinity pool, a jacuzzi, an ADU, a basketball court. I think that the backyard is my favorite feature of this multi-million-dollar house in Calabasas, and it really could be yours. You just have to participate in the Special Olympics Dream Big Raffle. I am here with Kelly now to tell us more about it.
That's right. Dream Big Raffle is our largest fundraising event. You have a chance to win this incredible dream home or $1 million in cash. We're giving away 2,800 prizes, cars, electronics, vacations, and more. You have a 1 in 25 chance of winning something. Ticket is $150. We have extra prizes if you buy add-on tickets. We have early bird drawings. There's all kinds of prizes. So you've got to support SoCalRaffle.com to help Special Olympics Southern California. All proceeds benefit our programs and support providing free programs to our athletes and their families.
Yes, and bouncing off of that, talk about why it's so important to have Special Olympics for the athletes.
Well, you'll be able to hear from some of our athletes today. Special Olympics changes lives through the power of sport and so much more. Our athletes gain self-confidence, improved health, a sense of belonging, and then it's a ripple effect. Everybody else's lives change because we get to celebrate different abilities and create inclusive communities.
Yes, and speaking of athletes, I am very happy to introduce you to KK. I've been having a great time speaking with you this morning. Talk about the sports that you play.
So I play swimming and basketball, and my favorite stroke is the breaststroke and freestyle.
And if you can talk about how long you've been part of Special Olympics and what you like about it.
I've been involved with Special Olympics for 25 years actually, and I just love everything about it, like the inclusion, the acceptance, and being together, and being with friends, encourage others to inspire others. So I really love that.
I love that too. I have to tell you too that KK is an amazing singer as well and songwriter. The athletes are so multi-talented, which is so cool. It's really great to get to know them, and it's important to support Special Olympics, a really great organization. So make sure to participate in the raffle. It starts today and runs through May 22nd. 1 in 25 chance of winning. I'll send it back to you.
Those are good odds.
Those are very good odds,
Yeah.
actually.
Very good odds.
That's right. Who needs a lottery when you got that? Seriously.
Totally.
Thank you, Coco. I love the stories, too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, okay. Day
You're
after
surprisingly chipper.
You are.
Thank you. It's the concealer and the caffeine. Both will wear off within a few hours. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. So last night it was going, I need my backup singers. It was going up, up, up in downtown LA for the Grammys, specifically going up, up, up on the red carpet. Everyone is talking about you, all the artists, no matter what genre. Everyone is a K-pop Demon Hunters fan. So I think we say, K-pop, you don't stop.
Hey, that's how it's done. Dun, dun.
We don't stop.
We don't stop.
It's showing that the Mexican culture is upcoming. We were in the pre-telecast. Hopefully we're going to be now on the big telecast.
I was thinking that maybe we can do a hybrid. We have K-pop. We need QUE. K-pop?
It's really important to see their brothers and their sisters and to have a chance to engage. And the Grammys gives us a chance to do that.
Just celebrating music, the homies, you know. Mustard won.
Mustard!
I'm hoping Kehlani wins. You know, she's been working.
She did. We just saw that she won. Yeah.
Nice.
It was like tears, and it's like, oh, excitement. And it's like, like on my knees, on my legs. It's just, it was. I can compare it to skydiving.
The Bonito Bowl.
Yes, and we are so excited. I literally ordered the plates on Amazon that are like Super Bowl, but with the Puerto Rican flag. And you can actually type it into the search, and it'll come up. Good things.
It's popping off at your house.
Yes.
It is. You're welcome. Come on over.
Okay, all right, I'll be there. You know, Bad Bunny, 6 nominations as well, doing the halftime show next weekend. What is your favorite thing to say in Espanol?
Probably a bad word.
¿Quieres comprar chocolate? Because we used to have to sell the Helen Grace candy bars in elementary school, and I remember asking one of my friends, how do I say this in Spanish? Because I need more clientele.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Miles, yo soy de Panamá. Yo vivo en Nueva York.
¡Ay, está bien!
Si se puede para mi raza, yo.
Siéntate. Well, that's what I tell my kids all the time. Sit down.
Tengo hambre para hamburguesa con queso y papas fritas, por favor.
Tell everybody what that means.
I'm hungry. I would like a cheeseburger with some fries, please. They starve us out here.
Te quiero mucho. Repeat after me. Te quiero mucho.
Te quiero mucho.
Look at that.
What does that mean?
I love you a lot. Can we say up, up, up en español? Ready?
Arriba, arriba, arriba.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Arriba, arriba, arriba.
Hey, Grupo Frontera. There are anyone fans of Grupo Frontera in here? Anyone? And they were a big deal on the carpet yesterday, and they are K-pop Demon Hunters fans. And I said that they should do a collaboration called Gay Pop Demon Hunters. You know, cute.
What was your favorite Spanish
I always
phrase?
love to say "si se puede."
Si se puede?
Yeah, yes we can. You know,
se puede.
Yeah. And
I like to say, cállate.
Oh, Roberto. Cállate. Jen?
Then I say,
Yeah.
Vaya con Dios.
Mine is...
What is your favorite thing to say?
I don't know.
Anything.
Anything.
I just remember when I took Spanish class, there was a one of the classmates. Anytime they would say the word 6, he would always say size.
Size.
The way he would say it was just so over the top.
Okay, say this with me. Ready? Practicamos. Español.
Español.
Todos los días.
Todos los días.
What did I say? What did we say?
We practice Spanish every
We're
day.
going to practice our Spanish every day, and we're going to do our poll every day. Right now.
Vamos a hacer este poll.
You know, I took Spanish.
La última hora. Pidemos.
Wow. Good job.
Pregunta.
Sí or no? For today's poll, FoxLA.com.
Aquí son los resultados.
Yes. Are you caught up on
How do you say make this stop in Spanish?
And it looks like no. You guys like to keep it old school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Viejo escuela, yeah.
Yeah, viejo escuela. Go back to escuela.
Oh, that's old school, everybody. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. You look so bronzed, by the way.
Thank you.
Gosh. Okay, let's talk about this. Popcorn has long been the snack of choice when watching a movie, but you might want to toss a bag in your workout gear as well. Why? Well, experts say it is a perfect post-workout snack. That's right. And what makes popcorn so darn good? Fox News spoke to nutrition experts who said it's the right combination of carbs, fiber, and nutrients, and it's pretty cheap. Keep in mind we're talking plain popcorn here, okay? Not the extra butter movie theater kind. Just 2 cups of air-popped popcorn has about 60 calories, and to really max out on the benefits, you should pair it with a high-protein source like yogurt or nuts.
All right. 8:46 is your time. Coming up, a major medical breakthrough could lead to a cure for pancreatic cancer. The new method behind the groundbreaking treatment plan.
That'd be huge. But first, check on traffic.
And Good Daily Traffic is sponsored by the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie and called Jacob.com. We do have this incident to bring back to your attention, a bus fire southbound side of the 110 at Adams Boulevard. Good news is the fire is out, but unfortunately it has major delays. We've got 2 lanes blocked off, a signaler now in place for at least 30 minutes as they work to clear that scene. Both directions are pretty hard drive through that area. Difficult drive leaving downtown, get to the west side. 42 minutes. Go ahead and give yourself 28 minutes northbound 110 from the 405. But then, of course, up ahead, the reason why it's taking you a little longer is the fact that there's that bus, again, leftovers of the bus fire from earlier. Oh, and there's a live Caltrans camera. There's a crow in the shot there. You see him? He's looking at traffic. Looking pretty good. A little slow. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran.
Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
you're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
A bold and original imagining of one of the greatest love stories of all time is about to hit theaters. I'm talking about Wuthering Heights.
Why did you leave me?
Why did I leave you? Why did you betray your own heart?
Yes, Wuthering Heights, based on the novel by Emily Bronte, stars Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi as Kathy and Heathcliff in this epic tale of love, lust, and madness. From Warner Brothers Pictures, Wuthering Heights will only be in theaters on Valentine's Day, but how would you like to see it earlier? Good Day LA wants to hook you up. We've got your chance to win 4 tickets to see Wuthering Heights on February 9th and a $250 Visa gift card for an iconic Friends Night Out. You can enter on our website at foxla.com/contest or scan that QR code right there on the screen. Good luck to our viewers. Now let's send it on over to Maria for a check on the forecast.
And thank you, Amanda. This weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside right now, courtesy of Sky Fox, looking at downtown LA. Beautiful shot, lots of sunshine again today, and temperatures, although a little bit cooler than yesterday and the day before, this past weekend, which is beautiful, it's still going to be above average. This ridge of high pressure is weakening just a little tiny bit, enough for a little bit of a sea breeze, but then that high is going to re-strengthen beginning tomorrow into Wednesday and Thursday, so we'll ramp those temperatures right back up to the 80s. But today in the 70s and near 80 degrees with that offshore flow still continuing. And then those winds will really ramp up by Wednesday. And we'll wait and see if we get more wind advisories. But in the meantime, we do have these alerts. We've got the dense fog advisory still in effect for portions of that 5 freeway. If you're headed up through the Grapevine and the Bakersfield area, you will be encountering some fog this morning. Also an air quality alert for all these areas shaded in this bluish color here. That's the no burn rule ban that's in effect, banning burning wood, pellets, any kind of fire logs, or even those manufactured ones. Please don't do that because of the particulate that it will release in the atmosphere. Really bad for our lungs. Also have some high surf out there, 3 to 6+ feet from Ventura South into Orange County and San Diego. 69 for the coastline today, getting up to 80 degrees by Wednesday. Downtown LA, 76 today. Looking at upper 80s, as you can see, by midweek because of that ridge of high pressure strengthening. 80 degrees in the valleys in the Inland Empire, 87 Wednesday, Thursday. So there are the summer-like temperatures. Up at the mountains, 60 degrees. We've got some clouds building Friday and Saturday. There might be a chance for some light drizzle. There's a little disturbance I'm watching, but I think it should stay offshore and just give us that drizzle chance for the mountains. The high desert area, 71 today. And then Palm Springs, 82 to 86 tomorrow and Wednesday. So really warm in the desert as well. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. There's hope on the horizon for pancreatic cancer patients with a possible cure in the works. Spanish researchers say they've developed a treatment that completely removes pancreatic tumors in mice. Wow. The study is promising because there's no sign of tumors returning after the treatment. The therapy uses a new triple drug approach to combat the most aggressive form of pancreatic cancer. More safety testing is required before researchers can start human trials.
And the deadliest cancers out there. Yeah. Meantime, President Trump signed an executive order to address drug addiction and other substance abuse issues.
We're calling it the Great American Recovery Initiative. Every year we lose an estimated 300,000 people to drug and alcohol abuse, and the real number is probably much, much higher than that.
Under the plan, federal agencies will be advised on how to best direct grants intended to support addiction recovery, along with ways to increase addiction awareness. Trump says his action will be a big step forward for the country's war on substance abuse.
As the 2026 Winter Olympics approach, the village that houses the athletes is now taking shape. Some of the athletes who will compete in the Winter Games arrived at Milan's Olympic Village on Sunday. Around 1,500 athletes and team members will stay in the village during the games. The village includes spaces for relaxation, a gym, a video game area, a bar, makeup areas, and a large canteen. The Winter Olympic Games start Friday in Italy and will run until February the 22nd.
In trending news this morning, dozens of colorful boats with crews dressed in costumes made their way along Venice's Grand Canal yesterday to mark the start of the city's carnival celebrations. Confetti rained down as crowds gathered on the Rialto Bridge to watch the festivities. Carnival features parades, masquerade balls, and street performances. People from all around the world travel to the Lagoon City to take part. This year's festival is called Olympus, back to the origins of the games. The title is a nod to the 2026 Winter Olympics. It will take place mostly in Milan and Cortina starting on Friday.
Looks beautiful. I was personally, I was a little disappointed when I went to Venice and was going through the canals.
Yeah.
Because they started putting ads on all the wall. Yeah. And I was like,
kind of takes away from it, right?
Am I in Vegas right now?
Right? A little bit.
I kind of felt that way a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good morning.
You thought you were at the Venetian. Exactly.
That's right.
That's exactly what it was. Good morning and happy Monday, everybody. So President Trump wants to raise the cost of homes, but keep them affordable for Americans. Will it work? We'll explain.
Plus, President Trump makes threats to Grammy host Trevor Noah. What he did during last night's show that the president is taking issue with.
Good morning and happy Monday and happy February, right?
That's right.
Here we go. Brand new month. I'm Roxy Carapadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
So after this fatal car crash, a youth local hockey team managed to play and to win their championship game. We have more on the heartwarming conclusion to this story.
Plus, Republicans and Democrats in another standoff over federal funding. What both sides are saying about the latest government shutdown as it enters day 3.
And it was a historic night for music at the 68th annual Grammy Awards. Bad Bunny taking home that top prize, and his speech is making headlines headlines this morning. I'll tell you why. But first, we're going to check in on the weather.
And the weather is very much like the weekend, with temperatures really ramping up to above average. We're going to actually bring it down a couple degrees, but it's still going to be way above normal. Temperatures are a result of the offshore flow, and that is helping to warm the temperatures later this afternoon. Right now, just some high mid-level clouds down to our south in Orange County, the Inland Empire. Otherwise, we're warming up to 64 right now in downtown, 62 in Santa Monica. It's 56 in Corona, 52 in San Bernardino, 34 in Big Bear, to that 68 in Palm Springs. High temperatures this afternoon, like I said, will be in the 70s and even low 80s in some spots. 82 for Palm Springs in the low desert, 71 in the high desert areas, to around 60 eventually in Big Bear. 76 for downtown LA. That's down from yesterday's 81, but that's still above the normal 68 for this time of year. 80 degrees for the valleys and the Inland Empire, to the upper 60s at the coast. I'll show you the 7-day forecast in just a couple minutes. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. We are tracking this big story from over the weekend. LAPD saying 51 people were arrested on Saturday during another night of anti-ICE protests. This happening outside the federal building in downtown LA. Fox 11 was live in the sky and on the ground, capturing these tense moments. And at one point, a Fox 11 crew got in the middle of it. All but one of the people arrested were cited and released for failure to disperse. LAPD says bottles, rocks, and even industrial-sized fireworks were thrown at law enforcement officers.
Air travelers now have to pay up if they fly without a real ID or an acceptable alternative.
That's right, Mario Ramirez live at LAX with what you need to know now. Mario.
Yeah, Sandra, Roxy, good morning. We're live inside Terminal 7, the TSA checkpoint, and we've seen it firsthand. People who are in line here at the security checkpoint and they don't have the proper ID, well, they get pulled out of line and taken to this separate area, and some people were learning here in real time, finding out what happens when you don't have that real ID or passport. So take a look. Air travelers without a real ID or another acceptable form of identification facing an additional step and cost at airport security. Instead of being turned away at TSA checkpoints, passengers now have the option to pay a $45 fee. It covers a new identity verification process called Confirm ID, where travelers have to answer a series of personal questions to prove who they are. That verification is good for 10 days, and travelers here at LAX have already been paying up.
They go online, fill out a form, and then after whatever they fill out, I paid $45 a piece for them. Then you guys print out the receipts, right?
Yeah, so basically you go through like they call it like a TSA Confirm ID. You just fill out a form, you pay $45, and it can help you like go through the process easier. And they say it doesn't guarantee that you get through, but they say it helps speed up the process.
TSA officials say this is meant to keep airports moving while maintaining security, but they're still strongly encouraging people to get those real IDs from the DMV as soon as possible. Passports, military IDs, and certain federal travel documents still accepted without any extra cost. Now back out here live, this guy has been held up here for about 10 minutes. Still not clear if he's going to make his flight, but TSA says the process can add up to 30 minutes of extra screening time, so flyers should arrive early. And for a full list of acceptable forms of ID, TSA.gov is the place to go. Live at LAX this morning. We'll send it back to you.
Get that done before you get to the airport. All right, Mario, thank you. Now this weekend, a Santa Clarita girls hockey team turned tragedy into triumph.
Gigi Graciette live for us in Valencia with how they did. So many emotions with this story, Gigi.
So many and so many lessons learned. Good morning, Roxy and Sandra. Good morning, everyone. We're at the Cube here in Santa Clarita, and this is where the girls will return, all of them, on Wednesday from Colorado, where they took the championship. And you can see the Welcome Home Lady Flyer signs, the hockey sticks, the flowers and candles are at a memorial here right outside the Cube. But there's going to be a lot of cheering on Wednesday when they come back. It's official. The Santa Clarita Lady Flyers are the Western Girls Hockey League champions of 2025-2026. The 12 and under team took to the ice in Colorado just one day after a horrific crash that killed a beloved hockey dad and injured several families on their way to the playoffs in Littleton. The girls making the decision to play themselves, winning their first games on Friday and not letting up, even with a 10-year-old teammate who survived the crash suiting up. They dedicated their games to Manuel Alejandro Lorenzana, who had just celebrated his 38th birthday before losing his life in the head-on collision caused by an out-of-control snowplow, who slammed head-on into the van that was carrying 3 players and their families. A heartbreaking week and a championship played with extraordinary heart and resilience, with so many life lessons learned. We spoke with head coach Todd Stelnick this morning, who says these playoff games will go down in the history books for under-12 girls hockey.
The lesson is hold your, all those hockey dads out there.
It's very emotional.
Hold your loved ones close.
So emotional. A GoFundMe account has been set up for the family of Manny Lorenzana, the victim in the crash. We're going to have that link on our webpage, foxla.com. There are several fundraisers also benefiting the team for all of their expenses, all the victims that were. There were 10 people in the van. And back here live at the Cube, you are looking at this memorial that is set up, including all these hockey sticks. It's sticks out to remember Manny, and you see that message. We stand in solidarity and express our deepest sympathy from another hockey team, the Lady Bruins there. The girls, all of them, will be back here at the Cube along with their coaches and family members on Wednesday for what is expected to be a very emotional homecoming. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Gracia. Back to you.
Ooh, yeah, just thinking about that dad supporting his little girl.
Family.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
And the entire team.
Thank you, Gigi. Thank you for following up. Oftentimes people wonder what happened with that story, and there you go. I'm sure we'll keep tabs on what goes on for the near future as well. All right, happening today, pickets returning for a second week to various Kaiser Permanente facilities. This is across the Southland. Thousands of nurses and healthcare employees went on strike last week, citing unfair labor practices against Kaiser. The strike includes Kaiser hospitals throughout California and Hawaii.
Joining us now from the strike in Panorama City is registered nurse Jenny Swanson. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Can you explain to us why the contract negotiations have hit a standstill? Why are you out there on the picket lines to begin with? What changes do you want to see?
Thank you so much for having me today. Actually, yes, I'd be happy to help explain where we're at. We are actually out here. Our main fight is for adequate staffing and transparency with regard to the amount of resources and staffing that we are permitted on our floors taking care of our patients. It is our position that we are being asked to be in multiple places at once. We have asked at the bargaining table multiple times to have adequate staffing, enforceable nurse-to-patient ratios that can be grieved or resolved with management when they occur. And we have not received any such counterproposal or agreement that we would be able to enforce current staffing proposals or future staffing proposals. It really sort of handcuffs us to be able to take safe care of our patients on a daily basis. We would really love to be able to get back in where we belong, to being able to take care of our patients. That's where we want to be. We are so proud of the work that we do, but the current workload and understaffing is just unsustainable. The excellent outcomes our patients have are because of the dedication of our nurses and our healthcare professionals, but we really need resources to be able to continue that work safely and protect our patients and our professions.
Jenny, how many healthcare workers are taking part in the strike?
So we have 31,000 members on strike over Southern California, Northern California, and Hawaii.
I see the big crowd behind you, and obviously you're trying to make a stand, and you were mentioning personally how it's impacted you. Everyone's stretched thin, all the nurses. How does this strike, though, impact patient care, if at all?
So this was the last resort for our union and our union members. We don't want to have to be out here, but it was sort of the last lever that we could pull to be able to force Kaiser to come back to the table and bargain in good faith with us. This is a ULP strike, which means we have filed charges with the National Labor Relations Board for Kaiser walking away from the table and not bargaining in good faith. We have heard that the replacement workers are inadequate on the inside, and heard some pretty frightening stories about what is happening. We know personally that patients have reached out to us, community members have reached out to us, that they just support us and want us to be able to get a great contract, get back in there and do what we do best, which is patient care.
Jenny, thank you. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. And of course, this is a story we'll continue to follow. Take care.
Thank you so much.
On to this now. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson will try today to pick up Democrat votes to advance a funding bill to end the partial government shutdown. Despite a bipartisan deal in the Senate last week, Johnson can't count on many Democrats in the House, even as the week begins with many federal agencies now out of money. House Democrats right now feel emboldened to hold their ground and even demand more, risking an extended shutdown rather than a deal that would fund the Department of Homeland Security for 2 weeks while the talks continue.
We'll have a lot of conversations to have with individual Republican members over the next 24 hours or so. We'll get all this done by Tuesday, I'm convinced.
The administration can't just talk the talk. They need to walk the walk. That should begin today, not in 2 weeks, today.
Democrats want changes in the way ICE operates, including an end to those roving patrols, a ban on face masks, and a requirement for body-worn cameras. Even if this current proposal ultimately passes, we could be right back in a shutdown in 2 weeks when the Homeland Security funding runs out again.
And this comes as President Trump says he wants to drive housing prices up, not down. During a cabinet meeting last week, he says lowering interest rates will make homes more affordable, not lowering the prices. The president has been rolling out policy proposals aimed at addressing affordability while increasing property values. That includes an executive order to ban purchases of single-family homes by institutional investors and the purchasing of $200 billion in mortgage-backed securities to lower mortgage rates. 9:13 still to come, honoring the best of the best in the music industry. Amanda's got your Grammy headlines after the break.
But first, to check on weather. Oh, actually, traffic.
Traffic this time, yes, indeed. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. Taking a look at one of our live traffic cameras where it was so busy earlier. It's looking a little bit better. It's moving slowly, but it's moving. This is the 10 freeway. This is the eastbound 10. These are the cars coming at you here at the 110. You can see how the westbound side going towards Santa Monica a little bit slower there. In fact, here are the drive times in and out of downtown LA. On that West 10, headed to Santa Monica between the 5 to the 405. It's about 36 minutes right now. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10. Not bad, 23 minutes. West 60 between the 57 to the 5, 31 minutes. Here's some other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
9:17, developing this morning, a search is underway for the mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie. The Sheriff's Department in Arizona says 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was reported missing yesterday, adding that she was last seen at her home in Tucson on Saturday. He says, the Sheriff's Department there, that foul play is not being ruled out. Dogs, planes, helicopters, volunteers have also joined the search.
The scene that we're processing is at the residence of Mrs. Guthrie, and it's just there's some things there that are a concern to us. And right now is not the time to get into that. Once the detectives complete their investigation, maybe then we can share some of that. But right now we're at the very initial stages of this.
The Guthrie family says they're working closely with law enforcement on this case, and of course we will continue to monitor the story. As we get more developments, we will bring that to you. In the meantime, though, let's talk weather with Maria. Oh my gosh, what a gorgeous weekend it was.
It was more like June, July than the start of February, right? We had so much sunshine. Temperatures warmed up nicely into the 80s, and even yesterday we got up to a high of 81 here in downtown LA. High pressure will still be in control. It'll be a little bit weaker today before it ramps back up and strengthens beginning tomorrow into the middle and latter part of this week. So it is going to it's going to maintain this pattern of storms moving away from us and also giving us these above average high temperatures. There's a little disturbed area of weather just offshore that's going to more than likely stay offshore as we get to Friday and Saturday. But there's a slight chance we could see some clouds develop over the mountains and foothills on Saturday, Friday night into Saturday. But that's about it. Otherwise, high pressure will still keep us under this offshore flow weather pattern, and that will bring us not just sunshine, but also some gustier winds below the Kenson passes. As far as wind, or rather alerts in place, no wind alerts just yet, but I'll keep you posted. We do have this dense fog advisory still in effect for portions of the Grapevine, and then this area here shaded in the turquoise for the air quality alert. That means no burning of any firewood, pellets, any manufactured wood, those fake wood fire logs, also because of all the particulates that will release in the atmosphere. So that's really bad for our lungs. We also have a high surf advisory, 3 to 6+ feet, even some areas in Ventura County getting up to near 8 feet. High temperatures today, 76 in downtown LA, to that 83 in Indio, to 70 in San Diego. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. Hi, ladies.
Hi. Did you get any sleep?
Very little, but I had a lot of fun.
Good.
So it all balances out, right?
You looked great.
Thank you. Thanks. It's a long carpet, anyone who knows, but it is music's biggest night. I said it, everyone, I said it. Yeah, but let's get right into it. Entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Good music and Bad Bunny was the theme of last night's Grammy Awards. Benito winning 3 times. And with those wins, of course, comes the emotional acceptance speeches.
Bad Bunny!
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out. The hate get more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. We need to be different. If we fight, we have to do it with love.
With love. Bad Bunny making history last night because it was the first time a Spanish language album took home the Recording Academy's top prize. It was fun speaking Spanish on the carpet with a lot of people. I mean, it's funny when I was asking people what their favorite things to say in Spanish. Everyone has something different. Some people love saying like te quiero mucho. Some people like saying papas fritos. Right?
I want a burger and fries,
Yeah.
right? Someone said.
And I like when Araxa just simply says the country Spain.
España.
Exactly. Well, that moment made history in headlines. Someone else who made the headlines last night, though, when she brought up someone historical, nonetheless, of course, when she presented the award for Record of the Year.
Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross.
Luther Vandross. This is special for me. I gotta take my time because it's one of my favorite artists of all time.
Well, he took it well, obviously. You know, Luther Vandross, is no longer with us. He passed away over 20 years ago. But Cher seeing the song Luther, which is what he won Record of the Year for with SZA, was the winner. And so when she saw Luther, she got excited and said Luther Vandross. But, you know, listen.
Listen, it's Cher.
It's Cher. First of all, you're absolutely right. Number one, it's Cher, okay? Number two, it's not a bad thing to have Luther Vandross be said right before you win. He is a legend in his own right. And for anyone watching today who is not familiar with Luther Vandross, yes, you are. Check it out. The first 5 seconds of that song, as soon as it come on,
He's at every wedding.
I mean, Dance with My Father? Yeah, of course. So not a bad thing to be mistaken for Luther Vandross, right? He passed away in 2005. He won 8 Grammy Awards, including Song of the Year in 2004 for Dance with My Father. He's been inducted into both the National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame and the Grammy Hall of Fame. Listen, if anyone wants to say Amanda Seyfried before they say Amanda Salas, I would not be upset. And I think the way that Kendrick took it was very classy.
That's right.
He gave him his flowers before even accepting his own.
That was a very classy nod.
Very classy nod. Well, hey, he's from LA. They not like us, for sure. And last hour, we asked you this question about music and the Grammys. Are you caught up on current artists? 88% say no. You know, you like to keep it old school. So go to foxla.com/vote to let us know.
All right. Thank you, Amanda. We'll be right back.
Are you caught up on current artists?
No.
Yeah. Welcome back to Good Day LA. Wuthering Heights, starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, hits theaters on Valentine's Day. But how'd you like to see it earlier? Good Day LA wants to hook you up. We've got your chance to win 4 tickets to see Wuthering Heights on February 9th and a $250 Visa gift card for an iconic Friends Night Out. You can enter on our website at foxla.com/contest or scan that QR code right there on the screen. Good luck. We'll be right back.
All right, good morning, happy Monday, and happy February 2nd. That's right.
Groundhog's Day.
Yes, that's right. All right, coming up here, I'm Roxy Karapetian. It's 9:31.
And I'm Sandra Enda. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines. A huge support for the people of Iran as protesters face deadly crackdowns. How the Westwood community came together to show they're not alone.
Plus, a 5-year-old and his father are back home after being released from a Texas detention center. We have the details on their journey back.
And former LA Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa is running for governor. He sits down with us to talk about the issues facing California. But first, a check on weather.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is Groundhog Day, and that famous prognosticator did Forecast for 6 more weeks of winter. He saw his shadow earlier this morning, and he may be right. If you're streaming us from the upper Midwest, maybe the East Coast, or even the Southeast and the Mid-Atlantic, you could be looking at some more of these very cold temperatures. For us, yeah, more of the same, at least this week anyway. Area of high pressure is in control of our weather, and that's going to keep the storm track away, keep us under the influence of this offshore flow, and that will also produce the sunshine and above average high temperatures. We're actually going to cool it down just by a few degrees today, but it's still going to be in the 70s to near 80 degrees and certainly still above normal. That high will re-strengthen as we get into tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, so we'll get those temperatures right back up to the upper 80s actually as we get to midweek. As we look ahead beyond the 7-day forecast, so this is after the Super Bowl. Notice the timestamp here, February 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to kind of warm things up on the other side of the country. So we'll wait and see, and then we'll finally see a pattern change maybe for us, and we could get another storm to head our way. We need it in terms of it's been a while. However, thankfully, we still have a surplus from all the rain we received earlier in January as well as October and December. So we still have about a 7-inch surplus. So that's good. 76 degrees is what we're expecting today for downtown. That's below or lower than yesterday's 81, but still above the average of 68. And our sunset time, as you plan ahead, will be around 5:24 later this afternoon. I'll send it back to you, Stu.
Maria, thank you. A tournament trip ended in tragedy for a local hockey team, but it didn't end their season.
In fact, it gave them more fight. Gigi Graciette is live in Valencia with how the Santa Clarita Lady Flyers kept playing and won it all. Gigi?
Sandra and Araxia, good morning. Good morning, everyone. We're at the Cube here in Santa Clarita. This is home base for the Santa Clarita Lady Flyers. And even though they're not all home yet, the welcome signs are already up. Welcome home, Lady Flyers. And also the messages of condolence along with the hockey sticks after that tragic accident. But now there is something to celebrate, a bit of good news.
It is our time. Kids, so hard.
It's official. The Santa Clarita Lady Flyers are the 2025-2026 Western Girls Hockey League champions. The playoffs wrapping up on Sunday in Colorado, where these 12 and under girls played with heart and soul to honor their teammates hurt in Thursday's horrific crash that killed one hockey dad and left 9 others injured. The girls making the decision to play on their own, and at the last minute, even a 10-year-old injured in that crash suited up to help bring home the championship. The accident happened last Thursday as 3 Lady Flyers and their families were traveling to Littleton for the playoffs. In a freak accident, the driver of a snowplow lost control of his truck and drove into oncoming traffic, slamming head-on into the van carrying the families. Killed in the crash was beloved hockey dad Manuel Alejandro Lorenzana, known lovingly as Manny. So much heartache, yet the Lady Flyers, those little girls ages 10 to 12, still managed to play with extraordinary heart and resilience. This morning, we met up with head coach Todd Stelnick, who says these playoff games will go down in the history books for under 12 girls hockey.
You know, the lesson is hold your, all those hockey dads out there.
It's very emotional.
Hold your loved ones close.
Coach Todd Stelnick. He lost his friend in this crash, Manny, and a GoFundMe has been set up to benefit Manny's family. We're going to have that link on our website, foxla.com. Now, bringing it back here to the Cube, along all the celebratory messages, the flowers, there are also messages of condolence, like this one. Lady Flyers, we stand in solidarity and express our deepest sympathy, signed the Bruins. And they have received support from all over the country. Hockey teams, girls hockey teams in 50 states, all 50 states, and even outside of the country have left messages, have showed their support with donations. And we're told even the LA Kings want to do something for these families and for the entire team. Reporting live in Santa Clarita, I'm Gigi Gracia. Back to you.
So moving to see the community come together like
this.
And
it is a tight-knit community, and I think every parent can relate. You know, you're just a parent trying to support your kids, and something tragic like this happens. All right, Gigi, thank you so much. LAUSD teachers are one step closer to a possible strike after union members overwhelmingly voted to authorize a walkout. The United Teachers Union of LA say 94% of voting members approved the measure, giving leaders the power to call a strike if negotiations fail. Back in 2019, 30,000 LA teachers walked off the job during the last major strike. This time, educators are calling for higher pay, smaller class sizes, more counselors, and better mental health services, pointing to the district's $5 billion reserves. The district says it faces serious budget limits, but remains committed to talks.
New this morning, Iran is calling upon all European Union ambassadors in the Islamic Republic to protest the new classification of its Revolutionary Guard. Last week, the EU declared the group a terrorist organization, citing Iran's bloody crackdown on nationwide protests. At least 6,000 people have died in the anti-regime protests, but thousands more recorded deaths are still under investigation, with some death tolls estimating reaching 30,000. President Trump said Friday he hopes to make a deal with Iran. This as a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier, missile-equipped destroyers, and combat ships are deployed in the waters near the country. U.S. allies and partners in the Middle East are urging both Iran and the U.S. to restrain themselves over fears of pulling the entire Middle East into war.
As protests continue in Iran, thousands of Californians rallied in Westwood's Pershing Square, showing solidarity in demanding regime change. Los Angeles is home to the largest Iranian immigrant community, and for weeks now there's been growing support for protests fueled by inflation, sanctions, and a deadly crackdown on dissenters in Iran. People are worried about missing loved ones. Many are calling for President Trump to intervene.
My family members have been taken away. We don't know where they are. Some of them have been shot on their face, and they cannot go to the hospital.
Please, I am begging you, action now, action now.
And as we said before, Iran's supreme leader warned U.S. action could spark a regional war as American forces boost their presence in that region.
An Iranian protester who was reportedly days away from being executed by the government has been released. 26-year-old Erfan Soltani, a clothes shop owner, arrested back on January 8th in a crackdown on anti-government protests. His family was informed the Iranian judiciary sentenced him to death within 2 days of the arrest, but later denied that, saying that he only faced security-related charges which carry prison terms. On Saturday, his lawyer said that he was released on bail, which amounted to about $12,600.
Developing this morning, a 5-year-old and his father, recently detained by ICE, are back home in Minnesota. Liam Ramos and his dad were released from a family detention center in Texas after a judge ordered it. The case drew national attention after the image of the boy wearing a bunny hat and Spider-Man backpack being surrounded by ICE officers went viral. Government officials say the father entered the U.S. illegally in 2024. Their family attorney says he has a pending asylum claim which allows him to stay here.
We offered them the opportunity to go home, to send them back to their home country if they would like to. The father chose to stay.
The sad tragedy of all of this is that Liam is emblematic of the inhumanity of our detention system and ICE operations. There are many other kids just like Liam who are in detention as well.
Liam's school district says it currently has 4 other students being held at the same facility in Texas.
Meanwhile, the South Texas Family Residential Center, where Liam and his father were being held, has confirmed 2 measles cases. ICE officials say those detainees are now in quarantine, along with anyone who might have been exposed. All movement inside the facility has been halted, and officials say everyone is being monitored to prevent further spread of the virus. Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro canceled the planned visit after the cases were confirmed. confirmed. DHS says detainees are receiving proper medical care, while Castro's office disputes those claims, calling conditions inside the center inhumane. This after 3 people being detained in Arizona were diagnosed with measles last week.
Changes to the federal government's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, are now in effect. The new changes include work requirements. Those requirements were adjusted for certain Americans to receive benefits for more than 3 months over 3 years, which is the time limit. The age limit was raised from 54 to 64 for able-bodied adults who don't have dependents. The age of exemptions for those with responsibility for a child was lowered from 18 to 14. Veterans, people 24 and younger who recently aged out of foster care, and unhoused people are no longer exempt from work requirements.
The race for a California governor heating up, and former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa is making the case that experience matters.
Leaning on his record as mayor and former state assembly speaker, Villaraigosa is pushing a message of affordability, public safety, and cutting red tape, while positioning himself as a check on the Trump administration. Greg Lee from our sister station, KTVU, has more.
People are looking for someone who's going to turn the tide around.
California is the state where anything is possible with hard work and determination.
Former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa is leaning on his experience to attract voters in the crowded race for California governor. The Democrats' resume includes state assembly speaker and 2 terms leading the largest city in the state.
When I was mayor, LA was one of the most violent big cities in America, and with New York, it became the safest big city after 8 years. With constitutional community policing, by the way.
Like the other candidates in the field, one of the priorities of his campaign is affordability, and his approach promises deregulation across the board.
We have the highest gas prices, produce the cleanest fuel in the United States, and we overregulate. We got to build more. We need market rate. We got to make it easier to build. We got to cut red tape. We've got to address a bureaucratic zoning setup that makes it impossible to build.
Amid the White House's immigration crackdown, Villaraigosa said he's ready to use the courts and wants to see new legislation to push back against the Trump administration.
Came out of the civil rights movement, the labor movement. I've been fighting the right my entire life, and I've never seen in my life what we see happening not just in Minneapolis, but in cities all across the country.
This is not Villaraigosa's first run for the governor's mansion. He did so unsuccessfully in 2018. He hopes his moderate back-to-basics approach nets a different result this time.
Speaker, mayor, nobody has the state and local experience at the level that I do and did the kind of job I did. As simple as that.
Greg Lee, Fox 11 News.
And Fox 11 is co-hosting a gubernatorial debate scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday, February 3rd in San Francisco.
Watch it live right here on Fox 11 from 5:30 to 8, or stream it on the Fox local app. Marla Tejas will serve as one of 3 moderators.
Scan that QR code to submit a question for the candidates. For more information online, go to foxla.com.
All right, coming up, the annual Dream Big raffle is giving you the chance to win big, and Coco's there.
Good morning. That's right. A chance to win big. This is the grand prize for the Special Olympics Dream Big raffle. You either get this house or $1 million. Look at this oasis. We'll take you here live coming up.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Marie Waban. We've got some sunshine outside, maybe some high mid-level clouds. That's about it. Our summer-like weather conditions will continue, even though there's a slightly stronger sea breeze out there that will bring our temperatures down a couple of degrees. It will still be above average, and it'll still feel pretty nice to be out and about. We do have several alerts in place. That dense fog advisory in effect once again for portions of the 5 freeway. So if you're traveling through parts of the Grapevine, you can experience some fog again today, this morning, and again tonight into tomorrow morning. We have a high surf advisory as well for our coastline. We've got an air quality alert for the wood burning ban at the moment. That does create more particulates in the atmosphere, and that's really harmful for our lungs. And also coastal flood advisory that is in effect. Speaking of that high surf advisory and coastal flood advisory, we have some high surf that's rolling in. This is a westerly swell, and it's pretty big, especially near Ventura County, that west-facing beach, 5 to 8 feet, and LA County, 3 to 6 feet. That continues on into Orange County and San Diego. Temperatures on the sand in the upper 60s, warming up to 80 on Wednesday with a slightly stronger offshore flow. Some clouds return by the end of the week into Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Don't think it will produce much in the way of rain, but it will bring us some clouds. 76 degrees for downtown LA, 88 by Wednesday. So there's that midweek warm up out towards the valleys and the Inland Empire. 80 today, up close to 90 even on Wednesday. So we'll wait and see if that will tie or break some records. But we are definitely feeling the summer-like conditions in the afternoons. The mountains 60 degrees today, out towards the high desert areas, 71 degrees. We're going to bring some cloud cover Thursday, Friday, and then out towards the low desert areas in Palm Springs, 82 to 86 tomorrow and Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, well, it was nice and sunny. As Maria mentioned, right here in Los Angeles, a nor'easter slammed the Carolinas and Virginia with record snow and blizzard conditions. The intense snow and cold was caused by a polar vortex that shifted over Canada. As a result, it'll remain cold for much of February, possibly generating one of the coldest winters for much of the eastern United States in years. Below average temperatures are very likely across the Great Lakes and Northeast and even the Southeast. Temperatures in the west will remain warmer than average for the month. Lucky us.
Lucky us indeed. Two iconic ships reunited after off the coast, that is, of Long Beach after decades apart. We're talking about the Queen Mary and Queen Mary II. Arrived there to the port of Long Beach this morning, reuniting with the historic and permanently docked Queen Mary, of course. The two vessels stopped near the harbor, shared a ceremonial whistle salute. We caught up with the Queen Mary's managing director, who was there for this reunion.
It was great because you had both horns going at the same time. The fireboats out here, it was, you had helicopters flying all around. There was so much magic. All of the guests here on the boat, they were just so happy. It was a great day in Long Beach.
After the salute, the Queen Mary II made its way to the Port of LA after 17 years, where it will stay overnight before taking part in a 2026 world voyage. The 108-night journey involves over 30 ports of California, including overnight stays in Sydney, got Hong Kong, Cape Town, 108 days. Could you do it? That's a lot to see.
You see the world, that's for sure.
Definitely see the world.
Very cool.
Hopefully you don't get seasick.
Yep. All right, this morning a fundraiser supporting thousands of Special Olympic athletes.
Let's go to Coco live in Calabasas with the details. Oh, where are you? That looks nice.
Hey there, it does look nice, doesn't it? We're all having a really great time in this outdoor entertainment space at this beautiful house. This is the grand prize for the Special Olympics Dream Big raffle that you have to be part of. I am going to speak with Kelly now, because Kelly, I want you to tell us all about why this matters and how people can be part of it.
Absolutely. Well, the Dream Big raffle is one of our largest fundraisers. Our programs are 100% free to the athletes and their families. A lot of people think Special Olympics is just one big event a year, but actually we're providing year-round sports training and competition, health programs, leadership programs for our athletes. So all proceeds raised help provide uniforms, venue fees, transportation, all of the things to help celebrate and support our athletes from being champions at Special Olympics. And this is a win-win opportunity because participants have the opportunity to win a chance of this incredible dream home or $1 million cash. We're giving over 2,800 prizes away. You get a 1 in 25 chance of winning. You can go to SoCalRaffle.com to find out more about the raffle and how you can get tickets.
I like that. And I'm also here with Daymar as well. So, Daymar, tell us about what sports you play.
I play softball and basketball.
And you're really good at both. You are going to the USA Games in Minnesota this year. Talk about that and what you're excited about.
I'm excited about seeing the city and new places and playing with my teammates and hopefully winning a gold medal.
What do you like about being part of Special Olympics?
The family aspect of it. You know, it's like a second family. You spend most of your time with these people and get to know them, and you come close and hang out, and so it's like second family.
I like that. Thank you so much, Daymar, for sharing your perspective. And that's really, really cool, the fact that it is like a second family for everyone. And it's a chance to dream big as well. So congratulations to Daymar for going to the USA Games coming up soon in Minnesota. And you've got to be part of this raffle. It actually opens today. It's going to end on May 22nd. I'll send it back to you.
Those athletes are remarkable. All right, Coco, thank you. New this morning, a historic milestone in U.S. history. Researchers find more minority women in America are giving birth than ever before. Minority births now make up 50.4% of all births in the United States, surpassing white births for the first time. Minority births include all other demographic groups, including Hispanic, Black, and Asian. Researchers suggest the shift in birth rates could indicate a cultural difference, with Hispanic women, for example, having children at an earlier age than white women who, on average, have less children than minority groups. The study analyzed CDC data on 33 million births in the United States.
So today is February 2nd. It is the 140th Groundhog Day, and Puxatawny Phil emerged at sunrise to make his famous prediction.
It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
Nobody's cheering.
Don't be fooled by Phil. Right. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, he's accurate about just 35% of the time. Last year, Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow on Groundhog Day, predicting 6 more weeks of winter. But NOAA says that forecast did not pan out. Temperatures across the contiguous U.S. were near average in February of 2025 and above average in March. So, you know,
why do we keep doing this?
Just for fun, to dress up, I guess. Just like an event. Some people like an event, you know? All right, coming up next at 10 a.m., a new supermarket can claim bragging rights as America's favorite grocery store. Here's a hint. Their bags cause a frenzy. I think I know.
I know which one. Okay, plus it's going to cost you... It's about to cost you for that perfect selfie in front of Rome's Trevi Fountain, how much you'll have to pay to get close to one of the city's most famous landmarks.
And Fleetwood Mac once begged us to tell sweet little lies. Why a new study backs that up as a good idea. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 10 a.m. And here's some of the stories we are covering for you this morning.
We're live at LAX, where travelers without a real ID or passport are having to pay an extra fee. Just ahead, the warning from the TSA.
And here at the Cube in Santa Clarita, messages of congratulations and condolence after the Lady Flyers win the championships. All of this amidst their heartbreak.
And for us, we've got some pretty nice summer-like weather conditions. Conversely, on the other side of the country, that deep freeze continues with all that cold air extending all the way to the southeast. I'll let you know what the extended outlook will look like for us coming up in my forecast.
And breaking news in the case of missing mother of NBC anchor Savannah Guthrie. This morning, the Sheriff's Department says they have a crime scene.
All right, more on that to come. In the meantime, though, let's go to Mario. If you don't have a real ID, TSA will now direct you to a new security checkpoint. It's called Confirm ID, and guess what? It's going to cost you.
And it'll set you back at least 30 minutes, too, from your travel times, right, Mario?
Yeah, that's right. We even heard from one traveler who missed his flight because of it. We're going to get to that in a second. But the last thing you want to do is show up to the airport and realize that you have to pay another fee, not from the airline, but from TSA. And we've been watching people here checking in for their flights. Before the TSA checkpoint, that new rule quietly went into effect on the 1st of February over the weekend. So take a look. Airline passengers, they're required to present a real ID or another acceptable form of identification to board domestic flights. And without proper ID, they can now pay a $45 fee and go through TSA's new Confirm ID process, where they verify their identity by answering a series of personal questions. That verification valid for 10 days. And we saw the new process already impacting travelers here at LAX.
I just got an ID. I thought that was a real ID, so I guess it's a fake ID. But why do they sell it if it's a fake, if it's, if it don't work? So, yeah, and I paid $200-something for my ticket, and they telling me I can't get through unless I pay this $45. So
what are you doing now?
I got somebody paying it over the phone.
How frustrating is this?
A lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I almost wanted a refund and wanted to go home.
And we can tell you Duran there barely caught his morning flight to Chicago because of the delay there. Passports, military IDs, and certain federal documents still accepted without any extra charge. And the TSA says that process can add about 30 minutes to screening time, and it's done at a separate checkpoint. Now, back out here live, one traveler who we heard from this morning, he didn't have the proper ID, a real ID or passport. He went through that new TSA process, and during the application, he entered in his old address, and TSA denied that verification. He now has to wait another 24 hours before he can be cleared to fly. He's still working out those details here at LAX this morning. For now, live, I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
Sounds like a nightmare for travelers. All right, Mario. Thank you. So they faced tragedy before their tournament and then went on and won a championship in overtime.
Yeah, it's quite the story. Gigi Graciet live in Valencia with the Santa Clarita Lady Flyers story. And what a story it is.
What a story it is. Good morning, Roxy and Sandra. Good morning, everyone. We're at the Cube. This is the home base for the Santa Clarita Lady Flyers. And here, the Welcome Home Lady Flyer posters are already up, but so are the messages of condolence, of love and support for this team, which has been through so many different emotions the last few days.
It is our time. Say kids, kids, so hard. Look like your moms and go.
It's official. The Santa Clarita Lady Flyers are the 2025-2026 Western Girls Hockey League champions. The playoffs wrapping up yesterday in Colorado, where these 12 and under girls played with their heart and soul to honor their teammates that were hurt in Thursday's horrific crash that killed one hockey dad and left 9 others injured. The girls making the decision to play on their own, we're told, and at the last minute, even a 10-year-old who was injured in the crash suited up to help bring home the championship. The